Welcome to the Soot-free and zero-emission urban bus fleets technology transition curriculum. My name is Yihao Xie, an associate researcher with the ICCT's Heavy-Duty Vehicles program. Today, we're taking a look at the preface of the curriculum to help participants understand what motivated our development of this curriculum, how that's been informed by our past work on buses, the goals we want to achieve, and who we believe the curriculum will be useful for. Let's start with a story in Albuquerque, a city in New Mexico, United States. The city invested more than $130 million in its all-electric bus rapid transit system of 20 buses, but the project was quickly scrapped shortly after the first few buses debuted in November 2017, as the buses had mechanical quality issues and could not deliver the promised range performance along their route with a 1,000-foot elevation change. There were a few reasons why the whole project fell apart. For example, on-route charging was a more suitable charging strategy for Albuquerque's bus routes, given how hilly they were, but the operators chose depot charging instead. This reflects improper planning of charging strategies, a critical element that determines zero-emission buses' success. The vehicles were also found to not meet the targeted range and other quality issues, which indicated a lack of rigorous testing and optimization for Albuquerque's driving conditions. These incidents and mishaps could have been avoided with more work during the planning stage. The story of Albuquerque is a cautionary tale for electric buses elsewhere. Like in Albuquerque, other cities around the world are seeing the rise of soot-free and zero-emission buses, from Chinese cities like Shenzhen, which has electrified all of its buses in its urban transit fleet, to Santiago, Bogota, Los Angeles, and London. Transit authorities and city officials increasingly see the urgency to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and air pollution from transport activities. These cities have faced or are facing similar challenges as Albuquerque, but have had more successful results introducing new technologies into their urban bus fleets. How do cities reap the climate and air quality benefits of soot-free and zero-emission buses while managing the risks associated with operations and infrastructure and improving the quality of service and rider satisfaction? This is where we believe ICCT's knowledge of fleet-wide planning in urban bus technology transition in multiple regions and markets come into play and can help bus operators achieve their fleet transition targets smoothly. There are a few distinct characteristics about transit buses that make them an ideal point of intervention for technology transitions at the fleet level. First, bus operations are typically publicly owned or financed, so the operations are shaped by public officials and can be regulated by government policies. A single mandate targeting one or a few operators can affect thousands of vehicles at the same time. Bus operations are also often centrally managed by large transit operators. These operators have fixed sites for fueling and maintenance, which allow for limited resources and infrastructure to be concentrated and better support alternative technology bus operations. Bus operators also have professional servicing and maintenance staff. Training can be provided to people who will work with buses on a regular basis. Bus operations also follow fixed and predefined routes, which reduces the inherent risks of moving to an alternative technology and makes planning, etc., a lot easier. So there's less uncertainty when fueling costs and operations change. It is important to emphasize that buses are not the only mode that should move towards cleaner, low-carbon technologies. A successful technology transition of bus fleets in any given city would build local capacity, infrastructure, and experience, and can inspire business models that will, with proper coordination, spill over to the other vehicle types. In the past few years, the ICCT has played a leading role in the promotion of soot-free and zero-emission buses in a number of initiatives and projects. Beginning in 2015, the ICCT and UN Environment co-led the Soot-free urban bus fleets projects. The photo here is the signing of a memorandum of understanding in Jakarta with our local partner KPBB and the Jakarta Transport Authority. In 2017, the ICCT coordinated the global industry partnership on soot-free clean bus fleets, which brought forward commitments on behalf of four of the world's largest bus and engine manufacturers, Scania, BYD, Volvo Buses, and Cummins, to make a soot-free engines available in each of the 20 targeted megacities. In 2018, together with our partners C40 and CNM, with funding provided by P4G, ICCT launched the Zero-Emission Bus Rapid Deployment Accelerator in Medellin, Sao Paulo, Mexico City, and Santiago to support the cities to plan, finance, and deploy electric bus fleets. In December 2020, C40 and the ICCT, the main Zebra partners, gathered commitments of over 1 dozen industry and finance partners whose efforts will bring zero-emission bus products to the local market and allocate funds to finance projects in Latin American cities. Our curriculum introduces key concepts and ideas, including total cost of ownership models and fleet-wide planning that are relevant to fleet-wide technology transition. And our overarching goal is to build capacity for local bus operators and transit authorities. On top of that, we want to share best practices and help facilitate the growth of a global community of bus fleet operators and transit authorities. The presentations to follow are first and foremost targeted to transit authorities and operators who plan on making a bus purchase decision. This could be a person who either wants or is obliged to transition to cleaner or zero-emission technologies, but may not necessarily have the tools or knowledge to do so. Additionally, we want to share the knowledge and message with city officials who have decision-making power to design and implement transit policies. We also hope to use this curriculum as a platform for exchange and mutual learning with non-government organizations, research and academic institutions, as well as other groups and stakeholders with an interest in soot-free and zero-emission urban bus fleet technology transitions. The curriculum will cover a total of 10 modules, starting with an introduction of the environmental and public health impacts of urban bus fleets. We will then transition to other topics such as different technology pathways of soot-free and zero-emission buses, infrastructure needs for technological pathways, the concept of fleet-wide planning, pilot and demonstration projects, business and financing models, and the policy context to support soot-free and zero-emission technology transitions. These modules will be gradually rolled out and uploaded to the ICCT's YouTube channels. The final modules on procurement, maintenance, and operations and staff training are still undergoing development and will be shared at a later date. Each module will incorporate best practices from transit operators worldwide and ICCT's tools and methodologies to be one step closer to tackling this technology transition. That's it for today's preface to the curriculum. I hope you've got a sense of the soot-free and zero-emission urban bus technology transition curriculum and will join us in the coming modules. If you have any questions, please reach out to me at y.xie@theicct.org. Thank you.